Hey, everybody, welcome to a comic book curation something. We, before live stream, started talking about how Rob Liefeld can't create anything original ever. Should we just go with ever?
Yeah, ever. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I think it's prudent to point out that Rob Liefeld, I think, can unintentionally make something great.
That's fair. That's fair enough, because he has, as we'll talk about, has created some things that other people went on to develop and turn into interesting things. So there's the core kernel of a something he's okay at, I guess.
He's more good at, I would say he's good at putting the seed in. And then other people come along and water it and fertilize it and make it grow into something productive. He's just sort of the spastic Johnny Appleseed.
Putting the seed in. Phrasing?
Yeah, no, I'm sticking with that.
Okay.
All right. What actually started all of this is this article over at Super Shill CBR. Rob Liefeld reacts to DC's cable Analogue. His article's super short, but goddamn, it made us laugh. Batman and the Outsiders, #1, saw the introduction of Caliber, a man from the future who claims to be trying to save the world from a terrible fate. Readers were quick to point out the many ways the character resembles Marvel's Cable, especially considering Caliber wields a big gun and appears to be a cyborg. The comic even seems to feature a stand-in for Hope Summers, one of the most pointless characters ever, because they already had Jean Grey and Rachel Summers, but I digress. Rob Liefeld, the comics artist who created Cable, has now reacted to the introduction of that analog. In a tweet, Liefeld wrote, "Honored, flattered." In a follow-up tweet, Liefeld explained that he didn't actually know the character existed, saying, quote, "Look, I had no idea it existed until you shared the Cable implications. Thanks." And down here at the bottom, there's the tweet where he's saying it. Somebody says, like, "Hey, did you know there's this character named Caliber, and he reminds everybody of Cable, blah, blah, blah." Okay. Why is this funny, gentlemen?
Because almost everything that Rob Liefeld does is derivative.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, to point to the king of copying characters with intentionally or unintentionally and say, "Hey, did you realize somebody ripped you off?" is deep, deep comic book irony. You know what I'm saying?
It's so shamelessly sad, too.
Yeah.
And I guess we should say that we all kind of agreed that in the last number of years, there's been like a dog pile of comedy on Rob Liefeld, that he's not actually as bad as a lot of the memes would make you think. Come on now.
He's bad. Okay? He's really bad. But
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fold in a few pictures in the editing process later of what current year comics look like.
Uh-huh.
No, see, that's the point where we all do agree on.
Yeah.
Is that he's, for whatever you say about him, and no matter what his past history of being an absolutely horrible artist, he's still better than modern Marvel, which is how low the industry has sunk.
Yeah.
Although that won't stop us from making fun of him.
Oh, yeah. No. At least he still kind of looks like his contemporaries from the 90s.
I guess to start with Caliber. I mean, there's a picture of Caliber. Does he look like Cable?
Is that
Sure.
Is that actually a picture of Caliber?
According to the website I looked up, yeah.
Why does he have the X on his belt?
Because he's part of a group called Task Force X.
Well, Task Force X is the Suicide Squad.
Whatever.
Yeah, he appeared in 6 issues of the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, there's Amanda Waller, had heard about their activities, blah 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 blah. Yeah, there he is.
But that is the egregious part, because that X is the X-Men X.
I realize you're protective of the X-Men. I'm just saying, like, is there anything that's really egregious? So you got this guy, Caliber, who's a big buff guy, carries a gun. Supposedly he's a cyborg, maybe, or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. I don't know about this fucking character. I'm not going to claim that I've got some kind of deep knowledge. I had to look him up. But anyone of you two, do you know him?
I remember him from Suicide Squad, or Task Force X or whatever. But that's about it, because he only appeared in a handful of issues.
So when we look at him, Like, so he's got the big guy, he's got the little X thing, and then of course, there's our man, Cable, with his. He's got the X because he's part of X-Force and X-Men and XXX, all the different teams that Cable Nathan was down with, or on. So, I don't know. Do you see similarity? Yeah, I guess, vaguely, whatever. But you want to talk about real character similarity? Let's get into some of Liefeld's creation, shall we? Creations, full air quotes. Who wants to start?
Where to start? Oh my gosh.
I think probably the one that everyone immediately would jump to would be the probably his most famous one, Deadpool.
Cool.
Rob Liefeld created Deadpool, and Deadpool is similar to Deathstroke. You've got the major.
One guy's red and one guy's black. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Go ahead.
Well, see, that's the thing is that like they've actually brought this up in particular to Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld was asked at a convention about the similarities between Deathstroke and Deadpool. And over here is a fairly new New 52 version of Deathstroke. At the convention, he said, well, they're nothing alike. He's got, he doesn't have the swashbuckler boots that you can see down on his calves. He doesn't have the swashbuckler's gloves, which he kind of does, looking right there. Yeah, it's a little. He didn't mention the underoos that Deathstroke in some of his costumes here wears. His underwear on the outside, and Deathstroke is wearing a full onesie. Or, sorry, other way around. Deadpool is wearing a onesie. He also mentioned the chainmail that Deathstroke is wearing. Like, Deathstroke's wearing chainmail, and Deadpool's not. I remember an interview some other time before where Rob Liefeld did acknowledge the similarities about them being, both ninjas and stuff like that. But the most egregious thing, the thing that makes all of his claims come tumbling down like a house of cards is the characters' real names as opposed to their pseudonyms, which are both also similar. Deathstroke, Deadpool, right?
Right.
Deathstroke is Slade Wilson. Deadpool is Wade Wilson.
So it sounds totally different to me.
Totally different. I don't know why anyone could possibly think that's similar in any way.
And I don't understand why people think that Deadpool looks suspiciously like he stole a Spider-Man costume.
Well, see, that's one thing that Rob Liefeld brought up in that convention interview too, is the fact that he had. He said that he was trying to create a Spider-Man character, but he's like, I want a Spider-Man with guns and swords and stuff like that. I'm like, it's Rob, you cannot deny the unabashed similarity here.
I think you're overlooking the most obvious, too, is the belt pouches.
Yeah, right. Everyone, that's one thing that Rob Liefeld is definitely egregious at, is the belt pouches.
Well, Wade and Slade kind of seals it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Rob Liefeld, when asked at a comic book convention, of course it's going to come up. I'm surprised that more people haven't asked him, like, dude, the fucking pouches already. And why are they all so small? It's not like you can fit anything of worth in there.
Yeah, right?
But
it's a car keys.
a lot of keys. They're all janitors.
Oh, that and like a garage door opener, Tic Tacs.
Right.
Yeah.
Spare change for the meter.
Mm-hmm.
But why haven't people asked him that before? And you think he'd have an answer at the ready, considering how common of a criticism it is that you don't create original characters. Why doesn't he have an answer at the ready?
Yeah.
Everybody's influenced by someone else. Of course, I'm not going to deny the brilliance of Jack Kirby and just name some of the classic people, the classic creator brilliances, your Steve Ditko's and so forth, and just say, hey, of course I was influenced by them. If you see a lot of similarity, I take that as a huge compliment. Next question.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, be humble. Say I was influenced like everybody is. Next.
I don't think the comic industry knows this word that you spoke. Humble.
Humble. Yeah, it's very true.
That's that place where you go to get good deals on electronic games, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Speaking of Jack Kirby, why don't you tell us about Captain America and Rob Liefeld's checkered, storied history together?
Okay, so back in the 90s, Rob Liefeld got hired back by Marvel to do Heroes Reborn. And he only stayed on the books for like 10 or 11 issues. It was supposed to be a 13-issue run. Things didn't quite work out. And there were these leftover issues that him and Jeff Loeb had worked on, but were never finished. Well, he decided he wanted to go ahead and produce those anyway. There's some dispute, and I haven't read all the court documents, so I can't say one way or another, that he was already in talks to get the rights to Fighting American, or he just pursued that at the last minute. Depending on who you ask, you get a different version. I think most likely he waited till the last minute. But that's when he came up with a little character that he liked to call Agent America. And he looks shockingly similar to another America-based patriot. See the shield back here? And, well, Marvel decided to sue the bejesus out of him.
Mm.
And he did manage to get the rights to Fighting American. We have the Fighting American's arch nemesis, the Iron Skull.
Nothing like Red Skull.
Nothing like Red Skull.
No.
We have his sidekick, Girl Bucky. I forget her name.
Nothing like Bucky.
Nothing like the Bucky that he had in his version of Heroes Reborn, which was a totally different person who had, like brown hair and didn't look anything at all like Bucky. I mean, come on. I mean, does this look like the same character here? And sure. She had robot arms that extended as well. But that's neither here nor there.
Is that a Rob Liefeld Captain America issue?
Yeah. Yeah, this is from the Heroes Reborn run.
Yeah.
This is number 5.
Does somebody have the picture of Captain America mega boobs handy?
Yes, I have the actual picture.
For those of you who haven't seen, this is one of the most infamous pictures that Rob Liefeld ever drew. I mean, my God.
It's
it's
horrific.
It's creepy. It's still creepy to look at. I've seen it so many times.
You can't unsee it.
I've tried to defend Rob Liefeld to the best of my ability for this. I thought that this was a combination of 3 different drawings, because it looks like he's in 3 different stages of pose.
No, that doesn't explain why his abs go straight down into his crotch. Because there's no delineation where his chest ends and his junk begins. He looks like one of those really fat guys that tucks their gut into their pants.
Okay, I think we can all agree looking at this picture. Well, one, that it's fucking weird. But then the second thing is, Rob Liefeld, we all know, is not a colorist. At least he wasn't the colorist on this image. So he drew this and then sent it to a colorist.
Colored it. Oh my God.
And then somebody else had to color it. Right?
How bad do you think they felt about doing
That's
this?
What I'm saying. Imagine the balls it would have taken for the colorist to pick up the phone and go, Rob, so I got the picture. And say, yeah. So is it finished? No, I haven't started yet, man. But my young daughter ran away screaming, Rob.
I think that really started with, Rob, we need to have a talk. Are you on drugs?
Do you think they would have called him back and said, man, it is very far from April 1st. This isn't funny.
Yeah,
we need an actual picture, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shield looks good.
Sure.
I'll give him that.
And see, that's the thing, is that Jack brought it to my attention that there's another image that Rob Liefeld did for a comic that he did for Image Comics that is the exact same pose.
Yeah, it's Youngblood Strike File issue 3.
God.
Only it's with Bad Rock or The Thing.
Look at that.
God.
Look at that.
That's why I think that the Captain America image is not 3 different images smashed together. I see what you're saying, Quiz, but I really think he was just drinking one night and was like, "Screw this! I'm doing Captain America, and we're mailing it off."
Yeah,
like that drawing of Bad Rock seems like a, oh fuck you! You made fun of me, huh? You don't like the big booby Captain America, huh? Okay, look how big he makes his fucking Bad Rock's forearm and bicep and shit. Like I'm gonna go full retard on this and
right.
fuck you guys. Like this is like a fuck you to everybody that made fun of him for the big booby Captain America.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't have a shield to hide that freak arm. Like no living creature has an arm like that.
And so to get back to the idea of like the lack of creativity that he has, this is one of the pictures I came up with for Fighting American when I was looking at this is, and I talked about this on one of the streams that we did. It bugs me because Captain America has them swashbuckler boots that fold over,
yeah,
and then the gloves and stuff. And when he creates his not Captain America, he still has to keep the folded over look by turning them into pads on both the legs and the arms. And it's like, you couldn't even let that go. And of course, he's got the pouches.
Yeah,
Always
well,
the pouches.
One of Marvel's things that they decided on when they settled this in court was that they had to add brown to the costume.
Right.
So,
and the other thing was he couldn't throw his shield.
Yeah,
right?
he could never throw his shield. So you see Bucky's still down there, though. Girl Bucky.
Yeah, he's got the female Bucky's still there.
Yeah, but that's why the top of the boots are brown, is he had to add more brown. But he could have just kept the belt or changed his gloves to brown or something. Here, I got a picture here I can show you. The evolution of Rob Liefeld's Captain America's. I found this online. Here's Captain America from the Heroes Reborn series. Mm-hmm. Here's Agent America, and here's the Fighting American result. You can see the shield changed to a giant eagle instead of the lame rip-off star.
Right.
Changed the boots from the white, which were originally red, to brown. Same with these weird gauntlet things. Looks like he's been fisting donuts or something. And they changed some of the color scheme on the chest. They made it put a circle here instead of just looking like a modified Captain America. So this, I think, is a big improvement if you look at it like this. But, I mean, there's like this weird leg band thing that makes no damn sense. So he did make changes. They're just really terrible changes.
But, okay, the guy is, again, he's better than a lot of the people that are working in Marvel right now. We're judging him in a certain context, for sure. But when you look at, okay, so when Captain America quits and becomes the Captain, or Cap, right? Mm-hmm. They change his outfit and they make it sort of like all black and the way that it looks, and I'll fold
it's
in a
cool
picture
looking
of it
outfit
so people can see it. And it does look cool. It clearly echoes Captain America's former costume, but it's clearly different because that's what creative people do.
I don't think they know this word at Marvel. Creative.
Well, I'm just saying,
speak in a weird language, man.
I mean, like, you're sitting there and you're Rob Liefeld and you're thinking, okay, I really did Captain America and I want to do like a Agent America kind of thing. I want to do something that's basically Captain America. And you start thinking, but I got to change it. And he's like, yeah, I'll get rid of the little wings on his hat. There, done. Fuck, really? That's all God damn it. I mean, this is a more recent version of Captain America, or excuse me, Fighting American. So easy to get lost, from Dogs of War. And I mean, okay, so here he's looking, and he got rid of the boot style and made it actually not pads, but just brown banding, like you were talking about, Jack, right? And it's like, why didn't you just go with that from the beginning, for Christ's sake? And when I saw this image, I asked these guys before we started, do you think that this is a ripoff of this? Is that an homage? Did he just have flashbacks to Dark Knight Triumphant from Dark Knight Returns and just think, I really want to use that? I don't know. Am I seeing something that isn't there? And
no, it looks a little rougher. Like it's different pencil work, like what Miller did. I can see why you think that. I really can.
Hey, here's my bias showing. Rob Liefeld's drawing's better.
You're wrong, though.
But I'm not.
Yeah, I would say you're wrong on that one.
No, I'm not.
Because this is supposed to be old man Bruce Wayne beating up his
justify it as much as you want.
Well, moving along in terms of like replicating heroes, there is no. Well, I think the best example is the Captain America thing because it's just so goddamn obvious. But Rob Liefeld entered into a strange time of copying himself, sort of. Like there, well, you'll see what I mean here.
Wow.
This is the first comic he came out with when he left Marvel and went over to form Image with everybody else that left, Lee and McFarlane and so forth. So there's Bad Rock, originally Bedrock, whose tagline was
Yabba Dabba Doom.
Yeah. Off of the Flintstones, Fred Flintstone's statement of Yab Dab Doom. And for those who don't know, the town they lived in was Bedrock. So he's Bedrock and says Yabba Dabba Doom. Hanna-Barbera must have gotten after him for that because he dropped that catchphrase and his name was Bad Rock from that point on. In any case, this character of Bedrock appears over and over again. The Deathstroke / Deadpool looking guy over and over again.
Ninja.
The Wolverine / Beast looking guy gets replicated over and over again. The Domino face paint lady gets replicated over and over again. And absolutely everybody has the Rob Liefeld hair if they're a man. The character's names is Bedrock Combat. He's from a warrior of a race of warriors that have a warrior culture, and his name is Combat. It's great. And Chapel Vogue is the Domino iteration, and then Die Hard and right up the shaft.
I can actually top that. You ready for this? Youngblood number 5.
Okay, so who are these people?
Well, that's Cable.
That's Cable.
Yeah.
That's not Cable, you mean?
Yeah, not
No, this is the New Mutants cover. Hold on, I'll show you.
Is that just a copy of the New Mutants cover?
Yeah. Let's see, right there. Says Boom Boom. I forget who these assholes are. And only know Boom Boom and Cable. But look, the faces are even positioned the same.
God damn it, Rob.
I cannot say this is intentional, but I'm not saying it either.
I love it too because there's even the yellow fucking explosion text down there at the bottom.
Yeah, same here and here. The signature's in the same location. The hand here is the same.
Oh my god.
I honestly cannot say if this is intentional or a joke. But you know what's obvious? This guy's cheeks are more sunken in than Cable's.
Yeah, he hasn't had a meal in a while. Cable has.
Yeah, but same position, shirtless dude, same type of gun. Look, even the butt of the gun here.
Yeah, the butt. Well, is that the butt of the gun?
Ammo, whatever that is. I can't fucking tell.
Tubes that are. Oh my god. It's
and he's got the skunk stripe,
the
and he's got dark stripes on the side, so he just reversed the hair.
That is nuts!
I was saving this for just when you pointed out Youngblood number 1. I wanted to bring up number 5 and just add icing on the cake.
Let's go over to show the team iterations. This is Youngblood number 2. No, that's not Bad Rock in the background. That's Gray. Totally different character.
Totally original name.
Yeah, and this is not Cable in the middle. Doesn't matter. He's got the scar over the eyes and the metal and the guns and so forth.
Yeah,
it's pouches, of course, lots of pouches.
That's Forge and Cable put together.
Yeah,
that's
totally Forge. New character.
I totally forgot about Forge. Exactly.
Well, dude, it looks even like got the Native American fringe and stuff like that down below his coat. Yeah, it's totally Forge.
Wow. Okay, and this is totally not Domino / what the fuck? Vogue. No.
Vogue.
And this is not Beast combined with Wolverine at all. That's Wildmane.
That's just Beast. That's just
but he's got the spiky hair that's very Wolverine-esque.
Well,
but
Beast even has that though.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence on this one because I see your point, Quiz, but I don't think he really paid that much attention and he just drew Wolverine's hair.
Well, this is Battle Axe, and she's got the Liefeld hair, as I pointed out, because everybody has the Liefeld hair. Even women. I said it was guys, but it's women too. Mm-hmm. And the one eye patch, so therefore she looks like...
Callisto,
thank you. But she's not Callisto. She's Battle Axe, goddammit.
Totes not Callisto.
Now, this is not Cable number 2 for this issue. And believe it or not, this is supposed to be
actually technically that would be not Cable number 1 because the other one, as we just have gleaned, is not Forge.
That's right. This is not Forge, and the giant scar over his eye, if it continued on to be an M, would totally not be
Bishop.
It would not be Bishop at all. Okay, because this guy's white. It's different.
It's totes different.
In any case, this is Kirby, and this comic is dedicated to the king, Jack Kirby himself, the legend, and so he's chomping a cigar. So this is not Nick Fury / Cable named Kirby. No, it's a different character.
Totally different. Clearly.
Did they not have guns to study in the 90s?
They did. They just chose to ignore them. And they drew like shop vacs and stuff like
Let's
that.
rock.
Badly.
Dude, don't draw individual teeth. You look like a psycho.
This is I don't know. I never liked when they filled when any artist, not just Liefeld. He's not responsible for this alone, but let's just fill the whole page with just one thing that I can just crack off real simple and then be done with it. Yeah. Now I love this page so much because there's not Thing / Hulk punching not Thing / Hulk number 2.
Oh no! See, that's not the Hulk because
cool.
That is clearly not Thing. Here is not Hulk. This is Smash, a totally original character that fought Fighting American.
Oh my god, Rob Liefeld, you are the living embodiment of this is my original character, do not steal.
Yes.
It's fucking Purple Hulk, and for God's sake, his name is Smash.
Yes. His name is Smash, and he fights
Purple
not
Hulk,
Captain America.
Smash. I
Yeah.
just...
And this totally isn't a ripoff of an old Silver Age Captain America story in like the early 100s. Nope, not it at all. Because see, he doesn't throw this shield once. And,
right.
And Smash is totes purple, and we may theorize that what color his pants are, but they look gray to me. And I've never seen the Hulk wear gray pants. Sorry to interrupt.
Over
you,
here,
Polly.
we've got... No, it's fine. I mean, that Purple Hulk was worth it.
Was it?
Purple Smash, not Hulk, was worth it. I mean,
It's my original character, do not steal, guys.
this is Youngblood number 3. And this is not Shatterstar, guys. Okay?
Or Hawkeye.
Or Hawkeye. Ignore the fact that he has arrows and a sword and uses them particularly and has the ever-present Liefeldian hair. Just don't think about that. There's the Wolverine, not Wolverine. I mean hair, not beast hair, whatever you want to
It's
call it.
totally not Wolverine, guys.
Yeah,
totally not.
That's Combat in his bright blue Warriors jumper there.
He's combat warrior.
Yes, and this is not Nova. Okay, this is a completely separate character that has nothing to do with the Herald of Galactus, Nova.
It's totally my original character. Do not steal.
That's right.
I just need to see a DeviantArt load.
Right down to the spikes, like the sharp areas off of her forehead and the flames coming out of her seemingly hollow head, because she's Nova. She's like a flaming cosmic character, so it makes sense. For this character, Psyforce, or whatever the fuck her name is, it doesn't make sense, because why is her head on fire? Does she have a brain in there? She's not a cosmic character, so it's just whatever.
Wait, do cosmic characters have burning heads?
Wait,
Nova does, but I mean, once you're on that level of possessing the power cosmic as bestowed by Galactus, it's kind of like, I don't know, there's a little bit more leeway there than that the character can look so wild. But when you have this character, and it's like, why is her head flaming? Because Rob Liefeld ripped off Nova, that's why.
No, see, somebody handed him a copy of a comic that had Nova in it, and they're like, oh my gosh, Stan Lee made this. And then he looked at it and said, I made this.
Dude, yeah. Rob Liefeld, you're a living meme, dude.
Rob Liefeld had, the original one was Youngblood, and then he goes on to a comic we're going to talk about now called Blood Strike, that, sure, why not? And this is not Wolverine down here.
Yeah,
and
totally
and this is not Cable in the center. And
that's not Mockingbird down on the right.
No, not at all. There's the Rob Liefeldian hair again, of course, in the top right. And this is a character named Shogun. This is not Gray or not Badrock. Okay, it's a totally different character.
Yeah, it's not Silver Samurai mixed with one of those. Not Red Ronin. Nope, no influences there.
All right, I want to tell you guys. So why the blood spatter on the comic? Okay, this is a reissued, recolored version of it, the remastered edition of it in digital format. Originally, when this comic was sold, it had like I don't know what to call it. So it had blood spatter across the comic cover, but the way that it would work is if you rubbed it with your hand, the warmth of your finger would make it disappear, and then it would come back. It had
the 90s.
thermal reactive ink on the cover in the form of blood spatter.
That sounds so like something that Hideo Kojima would have done.
Sounds like something that's going to give you cancer in 30 years.
Lest we think that Rob Liefeld is incapable of creating an original character, I did before we go on to the next comic, did want to bring up. So this is not Wolverine in the front.
Oh, it's not Wolverine.
That's right. That's a Deadlock, actually. Not Wolverine.
Deadlock.
Yes.
Is he the second best at what he does?
Yes. And this character you see behind here is foreplay. I thought it was forearm for a second, but it's actually foreplay. Yeah.
That's even worse than forearm.
But it's an original character, god damn it.
She looks like she's giving handies.
And it is named Foreplay. It's clearly an original contribution, okay?
It's better than foreskin.
I mean, I think I want to touch on one last team, Brigade, of totally original characters, y'all. This is not Cable in the center, of course. I don't care what his name is. As Jack pointed out, this is not Booster Gold on the bottom left. That is, in fact, Cold Snap. This is not Wolverine Mutton Chops having guy on the bottom right over here.
It's Weapon X Wolverine. I mean, not Weapon X Wolverine.
Yeah.
And this is...
not Batman.
This is not White Mask Batman combined with not Wolverine Mask guy.
Yeah. Oh, and this is not Dazzler underneath him.
That is right. That is not Alison Blair, nor is this... Fuck it. This is generic Liefeldian hair guy. It doesn't really matter.
Cyclops with a mop.
Dude, he's got the Punisher skull in the middle of his forehead.
Who does?
The dude in the center.
The Not Cable.
Oh, yeah. Not Cable does have the Punisher skull. But you know what he also has? He's got the armbands and the arms of Not Gray, Not Badrock. Nice. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our fun that we were having just... Fuck it. We're busting Rob Liefeld's balls. We're having fun with it. Everybody else does.
Before we close out, I would like to point out a good picture Liefeld did.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
One of his earliest works, Hawk and Dove, issue 1.
Hawk and Dove.
What the hell? That looks good. What the fuck?
It is. He actually did good work. Kestrel looks really scary here. Hawk looks awesome. This is before he got the new Dove, which is the point of the miniseries, where he picks up the chick. Written by Carl Kiesel, art by Rob Liefeld and Kessel. Great cover. Look at that. That is amazing work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point to close out on. Yeah, the guy absolutely has talent. We're just having fun busting balls. If there's one thing that the guy really should have been more self-aware of, is that going ultra extreme with some of his art is going to be made fun of. But dude, when you just replicate the same characters over and over again, you're just open yourself up to mockery and pricks like us online making fun of you.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, replicating your same characters over and over again is bad, but that Captain America thing, yow.
Not even subtle.
Yeah.
Still better than most of modern Marvel.
Yep.
Hope everybody enjoyed the, episode? It's not an episode. What is it?
Rambling mess.
In any way, I hope everybody enjoyed the rambling mess that we presented here.
Woo!
See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.